After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 346. It is Saturday, March 2nd, 2019 as we are recording, and we're going to be doing this in at least two sections. Hopefully just two sections, but if we have a postal interruption, we'll have to stop. But we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad you're here with us for the fun in the Womanclave. We're glad to have you with us, Clave. If you are new, we're glad that you found us, and we hope that you will return. If you are returning, we're glad that you're back as always. Yay! And if you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to join the Ravelry group. It's Pen, Hook, and Needles. It's just Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry, right?
Yes.
Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry. Just look under the group's heading, look for Pen, Hook, and Needles. And on YouTube, we're Pen, Hook, and Needles, or you can look also under Franciscan Gypsy, but Pen, Hook, and Needles is probably easier. Mm-hmm. And when you get there, of course, if you're watching this, you're probably already on YouTube. But if you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notifications, you just press the little subscribe button on your right and press the little bell so you get the notifications. Now, before we go into new members and things like that, we're going to do art section because my husband finished some paintings and he wanted us to show you what he's been doing. So I'll start with Davina's because I think you've seen mine before. And
well, then you should do it the other way around. You should do yours first.
Well, but he did some changing, though, on it. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Taya gets what Taya wants.
Yes.
Okay, this is mine. This is my pink hat, and he had done one before, and he didn't give me the other one to show you the difference. But
I thought that this was a redo one that was already done. So you wouldn't have the other one to.
No, he has the other one. It's not on over the top of it. He actually repainted this.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
He caught me a lot better on this one, even though the other one I thought was really good. So that's the one. I thought
this was just a change background.
Can you see the detail on the crucifix I'm wearing?
Oh, it's amazing.
Okay. Gotta be careful because it's still just a tad tacky.
Did you just call his painting tacky?
I did. Okay. And this is Davina's.
I always love the way he captures Davina.
So that's Davina's. Taya's you've seen is her avatar. So this is Davina's newest one. So we're really proud of his. He's very good. He's self-taught, and I always get to meet. He always catches Davina really well. Oh
yeah, he always does.
Can you see it all right? I can't see because the microphone's in my way.
No, they can see all right.
Okay, so that's the arts section, and we are going to pause so we can get our tea and continue with the podcast. So we will be back in a few minutes, and we're back. Welcome back to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 346.
She doesn't want to sit anywhere near me.
I have all my stuff over here.
She doesn't want to sit anywhere.
You planned poorly.
She doesn't like sitting anywhere near me.
Okay. We welcome once again our new returning viewers. Please feel free to join the Ravelry group or the podcast YouTube thread. If you want to be involved with the alongs and the potential to have prizes and things like that, you do need to be on the Ravelry group because that's where all that happens, okay?
I'm tangled.
Now, there's something I was going to say.
I don't know.
I guess we should mention Sylvie before we forget. Sylvie?
That reminds me of another thing we should mention before we forget, but go ahead and mention Sylvie first.
Okay, Sylvie, Mirakara, I might be pronouncing that wrong, went through a very detailed explanation about how to say the name, and I forgot to print it out. I tried it, and I'm sure I mangled it horribly.
I tried to copy what she, read it and pronounce it, and I know I did a terrible job.
I know I've got the pronunciation fairly well.
I can't do that guttural French
Exactly.
sound. Yeah, I
Exactly.
can't do that sound.
I can do it, but the one I had trouble with was where the O from door. It was very hard for me to get into the
Oh.
It was very hard for me to put together. So we tried, but since I forget to print it out, we can't amuse you with our trying podcast. And you were very grateful, believe me. But Sylvie, thank you for
Thank you
taking
so
the time
much.
and the trouble to do that. We love having our French lessons with you, so that's awesome. Thank you. Now, you want to say something before we went on?
Yes. The YouTube commenter who...
Oh, right.
do you
mine's
remember her
buried
name?
in here. I do not remember her name. Somebody, was it Catherine? I don't remember. One of the YouTube people wanted to know what Tilly looked like, the spaniel.
Because she had lost her Springer Spaniels, I think last year.
And so she had the pattern, but she hadn't been ready to make it. Now she
Yeah.
wants to know what it looks like 'cause she's ready to make it. Now
So
mine,
here's the original Tilly.
and here's mine. Now mine is a little wonky. People have sat on it, and also I wasn't very good at that point when I first made this. But
And Davina has one that's been made wonky because she sleeps with it. But actually hers isn't too terribly misshapen.
and mine isn't as bad as I thought it was. But it's not, because I did have.
Yours has like a bulbous forehead.
Well, that's because I overstuffed it. I didn't know how to stuff it. I don't make fun of your bulbous forehead.
She's not bulbous. Are you,
Did
Tilly?
I say she? Anyway, this is what they look like. Hers is the what it should look at like. Mine is what sometimes happens when you overstuff.
So don't stuff like Lady, stuff like Tilly.
Yeah,
It's okay, she's just super brainy.
I like my dog. So this is what they look like, and they're a good size.
Yes. Well, you can
They're
see.
very huggable.
They're almost like puppy size.
Yeah, they're very huggable. Springers aren't this big as puppies, but
Well, they're in between size where they're still
Right.
kind of a puppy, but they're
Right.
not a full-grown dog yet.
Yeah.
Because the Springers are bigger than this is a full-grown. This is like a half-grown, maybe a teenager.
I think this is about the size of a cocker. Maybe
Maybe, yeah.
a little bigger than a cocker, or smaller than a cocker. But
And this was designed partially because Davina wanted a dog, stuffed animal, and partially because of Tilly Trout, who has two Springers.
that's why it's called Tilly.
Yeah, that's why it's called Tilly. I can't remember her two Springers' names.
Freddie? No. Is one Freddie?
I think so.
I think one is Freddie because he's one always getting into trouble and she was always
Yeah.
yelling at him. Not yelling at him, but
Don't let him
Freddie,
behave.
don't do this.
Well, then the other one, who's the one who was always more good, is the one who can't hear.
Okay.
Apparently, he follows hand signals. Oh, she said something about it on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know if Tilly's still on Ravelry. I know she's on Instagram, but we'll tag her. Tilly Trout. She used to have a
This is actually a
podcast.
really comfortable stuffed animal to
It
hold.
is. It's very comfortable.
I feel like I'm holding a puppy right now.
I just feel like I'm having a stuffed animal. Okay, so that's that.
Okay.
Put her back.
Alrighty,
There you go, lady.
Tilly.
There you go, lady.
Here we go. Oh,
Okay. Now, all right. No upcoming right now. I mean, well, yes, there is. We have autism awareness coming up in April, so that's next month.
Sorry, Tilly.
Autism awareness and Sparkle Like the Star You Are. Those are in April coming up, and we will have some more information about that as we go along. And we already know who our co-hosts are for the autism awareness.
Before we get into long, shouldn't we talk about our tea?
Yes,
How many products do you have?
7.
You go first.
I have better tea.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'll wait till the cuckoo clock is finished being rude. Okay, this is what my daughter's head looks like. My oboe head mug is Happy Hour. This is Plum Deluxe Happy Hour
That's a good
blend
tea.
herbal tea, a fun, feisty blend that makes every tea moment a happy hour. All organic honeybush tea, hibiscus, lemon verbena, lime extract, love, gratitude, and no caffeine. After I took this out, I thought, oh my gosh, I should have had caffeine. But this one, Ty and I have a kind of a running joke. If you've been with us for a while, I always say it reminds me of German tea, but this one really does. There's a
She
tea.
says that about every tea.
It looks like it. We were at Chris Kindermart.
This one really is the German tea this time.
Shush. We were at the Chris Kindermart in Germany one year. I think it was the first year. When the kids were really little. And they had those
This is 20 plus years
hot,
ago.
oh, more than that,
Or is it 20 plus?
hot tea
Maybe actually it could have been
dispensers.
30 years
yeah,
ago.
it was hot tea dispensers. And I got this tea, and I don't know if it had sugar in it or not. If it did, it was very slight. And I put very little in this, and it doesn't really need it. It has a very strong lime taste to it, and it's excellent. Yum, yum.
Tax.
That is awesome.
This one I can actually kind of taste.
It's very strong.
Yeah, it's good.
And I did put the 2 teaspoons for the bigger cup.
I could actually almost smell it.
Now this one, I'm trying to cut back on my sugar, and I'm trying to weigh the strength of the tea. Like yesterday, I put in 2 teaspoons of the Brunch in Paris black tea, I think it's called. Also Plum Deluxe. And cut back on the sugar. And I think if I'm going to cut back on the sugar with that one, I need to keep a little less tea because it's very strong. Excellent, but very strong.
We get to know what your tastes require for...
That's one of my favorite teas.
Well, what I mean is, you need to know for your taste how much tea to sugar ratio.
Right, and I'm playing around with that and trying to learn, but I am trying to put less and less sugar. My goal is to have about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half for 16 ounces. But we'll see.
And my tea is also Plum Deluxe. It is sweet chestnut herbal chai.
Ooh, yummy.
Cheers to all the good moments ahead. I've got Rubio's tea, cardamom, ginger, clove, cinnamon, apple pieces, cocoa nibs, calendula, hazelnut / chestnut essence, calendula, because there's double the calendula.
I guess so.
Blue cornflowers, love and gratitude, no caffeine.
We both got love and gratitude. Yay, you did well, Andy.
So,
The Plum Deluxe tea.
now my sense of taste seems to be declining because my sense of smell seems to be getting worse. So I may or may not be able to taste much of this. And that won't be Andy's fault. That'll be just my senses.
I'll tell you what I can taste. Boy, I still have that. I need a palate cleanser before I taste that.
I can taste this a little bit. You'll have to tell me how strong it actually is, Mom.
Right, that's why I had to have some water. I didn't want to have the lime getting into it. It smells good.
I could barely smell it.
It's not a strong smell.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Is it a strong taste?
It's a medium taste. It almost... Is there cinnamon in this?
I don't think so. Hold on. Yes, there is.
That's what I'm tasting, the cinnamon and the chestnut. That is really good.
Because I can barely taste it.
That's really good.
And that's, like I said, that's not Andy's fault. I'm losing some of my senses.
It's good. Okay. All right, upcoming, like I said, Autism Awareness and Sparkle Like the Star You Are. We'll have more information as we get closer to the end of March. In other groups, we have Crocheting Hoovian podcast group, and she has going, that's Laura Concert, our very good friend Laura. She does the Creature Feature Cow Cow Lao with Dogfire Woman, who is from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. I cannot say that fast or I will not say it. Okay, this is a year-long cow, and it's basically, it's amigurumi, and they have themes, and you can check the podcast groups for the themes. I believe this year, up through the end of March is sea creatures, but you can check it out. The rules are in the group. And then Laura also has the Whip It Good Cow Lao. It's a make-along. Whatever's languishing, she said if you've started it before March 1st, it's considered a whip. So even recent whips are included, which is awesome. Okay. Yay. I don't know if she has another one. I want to say that there is one. I talked to her on VKN the other day, and I don't remember. Sorry, Laura. Check out her group. She always has something on.
She just doesn't listen to you, Laura. That's all it really is.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
The Diary of the Physicist Farm Gal podcast has a lot of things going on. That's Dogfire Woman, who is Deborah. And I'm a little behind. I don't know if she has a new one up or not. It's about time for her to have another one, I think, so I'm going to have to check. She has the Kidder Getter Done, which is for kits. I like big shawls, and I cannot lie, which is only knitted. Everything else is multiple types of crafts, but This one's only knitted because she's doing it with somebody else, and they're only doing knitted shawls, and I think that they have to be at least 1,200 yards of yarn necessary as stated in the pattern. Not that you just made it bigger, but that it's stated in the pattern. She also has the Farmer's Almanac make-along, so we're in March now. I think, St. Patty's Day things, all that kind of stuff will be in there.
You know what I bet would be in the, I like big shawls. Do you remember, it's a gorgeous shawl. Someone who was in the Bakery Bears group, it was a brioche shawl.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
I tried knitting it, but honestly...
The one she gave us it. She gave it to us.
Did she give it to us?
Yeah,
She might have. Okay.
she did.
Absolutely gorgeous,
Gorgeous shawl, yeah.
And I just wasn't in a mental place where I was able to handle brioche at that point.
And I'm not there yet, but eventually I'd like to.
Oh my gosh.
It's gorgeous.
Gorgeous shawl.
And because it takes more than one color, it might work in that. But it has to be knitted. And
I mean, when it was a huge shawl.
it was, yeah.
Absolutely huge. I bet that would. And if you guys want to challenge yourself, absolutely gorgeous.
And
Do you remember the name of the shawl?
I don't remember the name of the shawl, but the person was Ninja Chickens.
So check out Ninja Chickens. She has an absolutely gorgeous brioche shawl. I wish my brain was there at this point. It's just not.
Ninja Chicken. I'm not sure if it's Ninja Chicken or Ninja Chickens, but check it out. She's fantastic. She is the sweetest person you ever want to meet.
Gorgeous shawl.
Very talented.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we're saying that. Farmer's Almanac, Creature Feature.
Hashtag life goals.
Yeah. Come on, you're messing me up. Creature Feature, which I mentioned with Laura Concert, the Farmer's Almanac, and then there's the Never Have I Ever, which I keep forgetting to write down. That's doing things that you haven't done before. So if you haven't magic looped, if you haven't sewn something, if you haven't drawn something,
if you haven't done brioche and you want to try Ninja Chicken's amazing shawl of
and then you can double dip.
Yes.
And right within that group, among other things.
Indeed.
If it's bright colors, so you can go on autism awareness when it comes up. So
right.
Or sparkly when it sparkles. Okay. In Comforting Crafts, now some of our groups that we are mentioning that we really like and everything, some are podcasts and some are not. This one is not. This is Comforting Crafts group B-Wing, who is Brittany.
My Colorwork buddy.
Yes. She's doing What Are You Reading? Hats. I think she's doing 19 hats in 2019, 52 dishcloths, and Colorwork in her group.
She and I Facebook message back and forth about Colorwork.
She's sweet. She's awesome. So we love her. And that reminds me, before I forget, I was reading in the Packing Knits group, or actually I was listening to Packing Knits' newest podcast that she just put up. That's Heidi. And she was saying that Sue's daughter has a podcast. I didn't realize that. I know she has an Etsy shop. Not her daughter, her niece.
Her niece. Okay.
Has an Etsy shop, podcast group. I knew she had an Etsy shop.
What's the name of the podcast?
You'll have to look on the Packing Knits thread. I don't remember.
Okay. I mean, I'm really not up to date on any podcast right now.
Right.
I'm so far behind on Bakery Bears, it's ridiculous.
I don't know if Packing Knits has a link for it over there, but at least we can find the name. I want to check it out. I think there it is.
That might be my
Excuse us. That might be a delivery that's very important. Till you pause, I'll find for it.
Thank you so much.
And we're back once again. Okay, that was the UPS man.
Yes, and this is... First of all, tell me your UPS man story.
I was a cute little man. I opened the door and went and turned off the alarm. I said, that was weird. I said, I wanted to turn off the alarm so we didn't get, the policeman coming up here. And then I said, actually, we call you ninjas because, you disappear. He said, yeah, we usually just drop things and run. They looked at me and he looked at my hair. He said, I wish I had your curls. And he pulled off his hat and he said, and he's bald. He just laughed. He was a pistol. So cute.
And this was a very important delivery.
Which is why the acquisition is coming now.
Yes. This is extremely relieving. I've been calling for 2 weeks to try to get this medicine. First, because the prior authorization didn't go through. I had received the prior authorization, and it was showing up on the insurance's end, but not showing up on the pharmacy's end. Got that fixed. Then there was, your medicine is your insurance will cover it, but your copay will be $200. And
that's a crime.
So then it was like, okay, well, you need to sign up for the drug company's assistance program. Then when I called, after a few calls, they're like, oh, you're already signed up for the drug company's assistance program. So your copay is actually going to be $10. It's like, oh, that's a lot better than $200 a month. Thank you. And then it was a matter of, Oh, the doctor didn't change the prescription to reflect what I was currently taking because I had to go up on my dose. So it was on my old dose. I had to half my dosage. So then it was a matter of them calling the doctor's office. It took over a week for them to get the right prescription in from the doctor's office. And by the time they called me yesterday, I had only today's dose of medicine left. So yesterday night when they called me, they said, we'll ship it so it arrives on Saturday. And lo and behold, it is here Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
Eastern Standard Time, as we're recording.
So that's really good. This pharmacy outdid itself. I have no problems with this pharmacy.
I know Davina was praying about that stuff, so that's good.
Because I'm very symptomatic even with the medicine. I don't want to go back to without. So a lot of relief.
I wonder how much of your flare was for concern with your medicine.
Oh, I have no idea. I wasn't even thinking about it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, we need to get back to what we're doing.
But
okay, let me get my notes here. Okay, I think we were talking about Comfort and Crafts, who is B-Wing. And we said that she had the 19 hats, 52 dishcloths, Colorwork, and What Are You Reading? And she's not a podcast, but she's very, very good, and we love her to pieces. So that's really good. And then the other one, there's only two that we are mentioning that are not podcasts, and the other one is the Bee's Knees group, who is Studio Von Design, and that's Vonnie. She's also a member of our group, as is Brittany. Mm-hmm. And the Bee's Knees group is having 19 in 2019, so 19 whatever, okay? That's a lot of fun. Their group is a lot of fun. Vonnie's a lot of fun, and she's an amazing person. She's very active in our group. She's very active in the Victorian Studio group. She's just amazing. We love her to pieces as well. The Never Cast Off podcast group is Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila, okay? And Debbie does have an Etsy shop with her patterns, and Debbie has a Ravelry shop with her patterns. Sheila has an Etsy shop with her bags, and the bags are Thank God for Bags, okay? I got it right? I got it right, Sheila. And they're doing a tracking stash. I think they're doing other alongs too, but I'm not sure what they are. I have to go back and check. But if you're interested, they're a lot of fun to watch now that they're back up and running again. So check out what they're doing if you are looking for another group to watch and you haven't watched them, or if you've stopped watching them because you thought they were done. And then the last one is Vanilla Sock Pig, and she's a new podcast. She has her second one up now. And Vanilla Sock Pig is also a member of our group. Her name is Stephanie, and she is amazing. I enjoy watching her podcast. She's very easy to listen to. She's very low key, and she does some amazing. She's a really fast knitter, and she does amazing color work. She's really, really very talented, and she has a cal going on, a craft along. Her cal is a craft along, and it's multiple myeloma. And that goes March and April, because March is Multiple Myeloma Awareness Month.
I need to watch Stephanie's. I really have been very bad about watching podcasts, but I want to see some of her color work.
She's really good. And the colors for multiple myeloma, I think she's accepting burgundies and reds. You can have all different colors, but burgundies and reds. Burgundy is the color for multiple myeloma. So, if you have those colors and you want to be involved with something, she's doing awareness for this. I think it's really well worth getting involved with. And she did mention us on her podcast again this week, so we want to thank her for that. Thank you, Stephanie.
Excuse me, I apologize.
Okay. Now, all right, moving on. Oh, the Packing This Design group. I forgot about Heidi.
Well,
Heidi.
I think you talked about packing it.
I did, but I forgot to mention her along.
Oh, okay.
She's got the coaster swap, and I don't know if she's still doing it. You have to check and see. I just watched her podcast, or listened to her podcast this morning when I was getting ready, so I didn't look at the threads yet. I don't know if people have started signing up for the coaster along. I hope they did. It looks like fun, so just take a look at that if you're interested. Now, PHN Tea and Tales, our year-long Cal Lao. We have a wonderful co-host for this. That's Cappy, who is the Yarn and I, and her podcast is the Yarn and I Cappy? No, that's her group. The Yarn and I Cappy is her podcast group. I believe her actual podcast is the Yarn and I.
If you look for any one of those combinations, you will eventually find her.
I think I can't remember if she's linked in her podcast. I think she is linked in her podcast group for her video. So if you go to the video and then go to watch it on YouTube, then you can subscribe.
Right.
So it's not going to be too hard to find. This along, now when we go through our alongs, I'm going to say the rules for one of our alongs, and then I will just mention the rules that are different in our other alongs that are in our group, because they're all basically the same.
Yeah.
Okay?
We try to keep our rules consistent.
Right. Okay, this along runs from January 1st through December 31st of 2019. Projects must be knit, loom knitted, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, 1 whip per project per week, okay? And they must reflect the theme of tea and or tails. Doesn't have to be both, but it can be, and we like that, if you can manage it. Mm-hmm. Chatter and pictures will all be in the same thread as always. I'm really behind on tea and tails because I was trying to catch up with Ready, Set, Go, but the projects, I'm sure, are amazing. They always are.
I usually take my peeks when I do the intros for the podcast.
I love all the projects. They're absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, prizes, I'll get to that in just a second. But first I want to say that our featured pattern, well, first of all, our featured yarn, since there are only 2 of them, Franciscan Gypsies, Lady Fernicle Creations yarn, and the Yarn and I yarn. Those are featured yarns. If you use them in a pattern, if those 2 yarns are reflecting the tea and tails theme, and you finish the object, you get 2 chances at a prize. If you use it with a featured pattern, then you get 3 chances at a prize for the FO. So if you use my yarn with Cappy's pattern, or Taya's pattern, or Mom Cooks, or somebody else's pattern, and you finish the thing, you get 3 chances at a prize. Or if you use Cappy's yarn with Taya's pattern, or Mom Cooks, or Joanna Johnson's, or whatever, then you get 3 chances at a prize for the FO. But if you just use a featured yarn for a pattern because it reflects the tea and tails, or just the pattern, you get 2 chances at a prize for the FO. Okay? Everything else that reflects tea and tails, if it's not featured, that's 1 chance at a prize. And this is all in the group. Okay? So Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns, Joanna Johnson's patterns, Mom Cook's patterns, Crocheting Hoovian's patterns, obviously Cappy's, her pattern of her shawl, and I think I missed one. Studio Von Design, I think I missed. They're all in the thread. Those are all featured patterns if they reflect tea and tails. Okay, so like the yarn has to reflect tea and or tails, all right? Okay, prizes. We'll be giving out the 2nd quarter and the 4th quarter will be a Plum Deluxe prize, and you can ask Rena about how awesome that prize is because she won both of them last year. So you can ask her about how awesome it is. The only time you will not get that Plum Deluxe is if you happen to be out overseas, because they do not ship overseas. We'll have to give you something else. We have, for the 1st quarter, we're going to have Mom Cook donated a pattern. She has loom knit patterns and she has 1 knitted pattern. So there's that. And then Cappy sent us a package. I was going to wait to show this in acquisitions, but I think I'm going to have to show it now. Cappy sent us 4 stitch markers. 4 sets of stitch markers that her mom made. Beautifully packaged. So 2 of these are crocheted and 2 of these are knitted. I'm not sure which ones will go to who, so whatever you get, okay.
And the crochet ones are nice because they work with knitting as well.
Yes, they do. You can use those progress keepers or whatever. These are big enough that you can just slip it over the needles. So they are kind of a rose. I don't know if you can see this through the bag. I don't want to take it out. Right up here.
You can't tell, but it's a gorgeous rose.
It's beautiful. So this is 1 for each quarter, okay? So 1 of these will go to 1 person, and Mom Cook's pattern will go to the other, okay? And then we have, you know, like we said, Plum Deluxe 2 and 4, and let me see. Oh, Mom Cook actually donated a pattern all the way through. So that's really cool. So we have those there, and then we have the big prize that I'm still putting together. It's sitting over there. Now, Cappy is offering an end-of-year prize as well, and she will correct me if I'm wrong for this. This is not included in our end of year prize. She will pull and we will send it to you, is my understanding. And if it's not, she'll correct me and I'll fix it. Okay, she sent... I'm stuck here. She sent one of the shawl kits. Okay?
And that's for her Teen Tales pattern.
Yes. This is, I think this is...
I love the lace tie on
Isn't
the
that
leg.
great? She's so artistic. Look at how artistic she is. I'm not sure what this color is because I don't want to take it out to look at it because she packaged it.
I can tell.
Well, wait a minute. First, this is kid silk mohair hair, and it looks like natural. And it looks like shamrocks or something. This green.
It is called Saltwater Taffy.
Oh, okay. I never would have guessed that.
But there is a color like this for Saltwater Taffy.
Yeah.
Have you ever had saltwater?
I have, but usually I think of the blues and the pinks and purples.
I like the green ones too.
I've never had the green ones.
You never had the green ones? Okay.
Okay, so this
I like
is
Saltwater Taffy.
this is Cappy's end of year prize for our podcast. So it's very, very generous. And I'm not going to share what the rest of this is because it goes in acquisition. Let me just... She had this packaged beautifully in here, and I'm not very good at that, so I'm trying to... No. I'll just do it this way. Okay. Put these away. Just give me a second. So the prizes are a little bit of a surprise, but not all of them. So, that there. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
She's just rude.
I am.
Okay, now. The end of year mega prize right now has a sock blank that was donated by Mama C, who is Christina, and possibly a bag, some Encore yarn. I have to see how much of it. I think it's 4 skeins, and a loom knit book. Okay, so that's what we've gotten there so far. It could change. It could grow. That is fluid throughout the year. You saw how the thing grew last year. It just kind of grew. Okay, for the PHN Ready, Set, Go, Cal, Lau. No, our host for this one is Lorraine, who is LNS Crafts, and we love her, and I'm behind, I think, on her podcast.
And she's also a podcaster, yeah.
She is also a podcaster. She's amazing. And she's the one I said, she just is very soothing to listen to. And she's very sweet. She's very talented. She's unafraid, absolutely unafraid to try anything. I mean, she just goes.
So maybe she should try
brioche. Lorraine, you have been challenged. Brioche. For Lorraine, LNS Crafts, you have been challenged.
Because you said she's fearless.
She is. She's probably going to pop me upside of the head. Okay. Now this along, I'm not going to go through all the rules except to say that this runs January 1st through March 31st. So we have one more month to go. This is the 2nd of March as we're recording. And it's... we said that in January you could frog items, but that's finished, okay? And nothing can be started before January 1st. Everything had to be started January 1st or after to be part of this along, be eligible, okay? And I'm not going to go through all the rest of the stuff because we already said we weren't going to do that. Oh, the one thing that I didn't mention for either one of them, and we should have, was because we want everybody to have kind of an equal chance at a prize. If a project is 50 yards or less for one project, you need to put 2 of them into the, add it on to something else. Okay, something bigger or 2 of the same, smaller or whatever, so it's 50 yards or more. If you're not sure, check the pattern. If you're still not sure and you think it might be on the small side, please pair it with something else, okay? Either another small project, like a little two birds of paradise or something like that. That may take
I haven't seen birds of paradise in a while.
I haven't either.
They were kind of a hot thing for a while.
Blue birds of happiness or whatever it's called.
It was Bluebird of Happiness, that's what I meant. Yeah. Because that was a really popular thing for a while.
It was. And those are beautiful, but they also, from what I understand, take very little time to make, so you can make 2 of them easy enough and put them together. I know somebody made a couple of finger puppets a couple of years, was it last year that she was doing them? And she put 2 or 3 of them in there. That was perfect. Okay. Hashtags are in the group. It's PHN Race Set Go 2019 on Ravelry, and those PHN Race Set Go 2019 on Ravelry, and hashtag PHN Race Set Go 2019 on Instagram. If I say a tag on Ravelry, generally it's a hashtag in front of it for Instagram. So PHN Tea and Tails is PHN TNT 2019 on Ravelry. So for Instagram, just to put a hashtag in front of it. The prizes, I do have those. Okay, we have Elena's Craft has donated her biscuit hat pattern, so that's cool. A copy of that. We have this yarn here. There's 4 of these that will go to somebody. And it's bulky, I understand. Okay, when I looked at it. We have a single skein. Well, there are 3 different single skeins here. One is kind of an eggplant color, and 2 are kind of peacocky, but they're different yarns. One's darker than the other. So these are for the Ready, Set, Go. And then for the last cow that we have is the I'll Be There For You cow. Cow. It's just a cow.
Because
I keep saying cow because I'm so used to that, but my pattern is a cow, K, knitted. And I was very grateful to Vani, Studio Von Design, for suggesting we do this. We started February 2nd or something like that, and we go through the end of March to give people a chance to finish it. And some of them are are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you saw Family Divas, Sue's. It turned out beautifully.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw that one.
It turned out absolutely gorgeous.
But I know I saw Valeria's with all your yarn.
And that was beautiful too. That's some beautiful. Rena's doing one. A couple people are doing it in shades of gray, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This is the prize. These are 2 skeins of my Lady Furnicle Creations long sport. So it's kind of between a sport and a fingering sock. There's 328 yards in each. And you could pair it for color work. You can make a shawl. You can make a hat. You can make whatever. So this is the prize for that along. If I get, if there are a whole bunch of more, like an explosion of more projects, I might consider putting another prize in. But that's that. So that's our prizes. I think that's all of our prizes. I have stuff in here, but I don't know. Okay, I'll look at that later. Okay. That was the I'll Be There For You. And obviously, because my pattern is my pattern, I can't give you double chances for an FO for that, but I can give you double chance for an FO if you use my yarn. Both Sue and Valeria use my yarn, so they can have double chance at a prize. Sue, I don't know if you remembered to double post yours. Please do, because if you haven't, because you did use my yarn for part of that shawl, actually for a pretty big part of it, if I remember correctly, a whole skein of my sport. So make sure you do that. Want to make sure you have every chance at a prize that you deserve.
I'll probably see if I can find. When I find Sue's, it'll probably be one of the ones in the beginning of the podcast, so keep your eyes open.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let me see where we're at here. Oh, the sale is still running for my patterns on Ravelry. My pattern on Ravelry is 19% off. The coupon code is in the thread because I would like it to be for people who are members of the podcast and the groups, that they benefit from that code, okay? And I do thank the people who have gifted it to people.
Yes.
I don't know how to make the code work for gifting, or I would, but I can't find out on Ravelry. I've never seen that been able to be done. I've tried to do it when I give other people my
patterns. It doesn't seem to work.
It doesn't seem to work. So I apologize for that, but thank you for those who have bought the pattern to gift it at full price or to buy it at the discount. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, we're into projects, and I have 7, I think.
Yes, and I have 5.
Okay,
so
I get to go first.
Twice.
I do go twice. Okay, my first one is my Sherbet toddler hat, and I'm loom knitting this on the Cindy Wood half-inch gauge loom. And I think Laura gave me this, Laura Concert. She was very sweet to give me. She gave me some looms when she stopped loom knitting, or she had a lot of looms, and she gave me some because she does that to me. She spoils me. Okay. So that's how far I got. About, I think from the last time maybe about this much.
You have a definite blue stripe there.
I have a definite blue stripe, and purple too up here.
Oh, okay, I can see the purple one there.
So I did quite a bit. I think I'm going to do this one. I think that this is either a lighter worsted, or maybe I misjudged, because this hat is coming out very light. I might either double it or put a thicker yarn on it next time. But I'm enjoying this. It's mindless, and I can just kind of, because when I put this one on Jimena, my doll, the baby doll I take pictures on, it was very open, which is fine for summer if the baby is born in the summer. But I'm thinking that maybe it's just a little too lightweight for that loom.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that either Beth or Mom Cook or somebody will give me some pointers about that. Linnea, somebody will give me some pointers on that. We have lots of resources on our group. We do, because our group, you guys are amazing.
Yes.
All right, what am I doing here? In my Knitting's My Bag Autism Awareness Large Sweater Size Bag, lovely Lois, is my Tidal Wave Shawl Pattern by Tamara Kelly. It's the Sea Spray Shawl and Gourmet Stash Stout Sock. I think I worked a couple of rows on this.
That is such a gorgeous blue.
I know, I can't wait to finish this so I can block it and wear it. And every time this blows out the camera. And my friend Celeste, and I forget what her name is on Ravelry.
Isn't it something doula?
Doula, yeah. Disco doula.
Disco doula, yeah.
She, and Celeste, if you're watching, hi.
Hi.
She showed me how to wear these asymmetric shawls. She has a real pretty crocheted one. And I forgot.
Well, she did something about putting the
this side
wide end at the back.
Well, it was like something like this, and
But it has to be at the back.
I thought it was over the shoulder.
No, it was at the back.
Well, in any event, look how pretty that is.
Uh-huh.
I want it to be done. Isn't that gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. So, the yarn does all the work on this pattern. I mean, the pattern is really nice. It's not hard
But
at
it's
all.
just such a gorgeous yarn.
But such a gorgeous yarn. It just makes almost anything look beautiful. So I have this much left. I'm going to be sad when it's done, but I'm going to use every single bit of it until the absolute end, until I have enough
and
to
because
bind
it's
up.
crocheted, you don't have to worry about bind off.
Right. So I just go, and it's a lot easier to pull back. It doesn't stick. So if I find that I'm in the middle, I can just go back that much, and that's one of the things I like about crocheting as opposed to knitting, is that you can do that. I know you can tink back with knitting, but I have problems sometimes, and I lose my stitches and things. So, I love this. I can't wait till it's finished. Oh, it makes me happy. And it matches my bag.
Well, as long as it matches your bag, all is well with the world.
Sometimes I can't find my yarn. Look at this. I think my hook might even be blue, too. I don't know where my hook went.
Well, you got to match your hook to your project.
Well, my hook is...
Oh, well,
it matches still.
It's still kind of, yeah.
Okay, you go.
Okay, so, Eva.
Eva.
In my, oh, there's my bag. In my, Franciscan Gypsy, Fun in the Woman Cave quotes, is my Sheep Cowl. It is the Dewlap pattern by Anne Kingstone. Yay, I've had that memorized.
Yay.
And the yarn used to be something called Spring Tree Road, but then they changed their brand name, and now I have to look up and see what the brand name was. Hang on, I just want to mark off my row. It is... And that's the old one, Frog Tree Petaboo. Here's the new one. Sueño by Haiku. Okay, not gonna lie, but I kind of liked their old name. I thought it was cute, Frog Tree Petaboo. And their picture was cute and everything. You can't tell, but it's a frog making a tree. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
But that is no longer...
It's defunct.
It's defunct. It's Sueño by Haiku. And the colorway is Seattle Beach Tonal.
Seattle Beaches don't look like that. They're pretty.
Well, then you should go ahead and tell Petaboo.
I think I will.
Frog Tree. But,
I remember in Puget Sound, they had the trees, and the trees and everything were real close. It's real close to the water. It was amazing. Seattle's beautiful. I love Seattle.
So, the cowl is so close.
Aww, it's adorable. It's adorable.
Trying to get my,
what?
There we go. I was just trying to move my stitch marker so it didn't, but it's going to do what the stitch markers do. There we go. So it's so close.
That's really pretty.
It's
going to be warm.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, it's Colorwork, and it's a close cowl.
And it's worsted, isn't it?
No, it's sport.
It's a sport? Oh, I guess it is, yeah.
Yeah, because remember it's Petaboo Sports?
Right. I didn't listen.
I know that. But yes, it's to match the hat I already finished by Anne Kingstone. Then when this is done, I can start the mitts. And this probably won't be worn until it's really cold.
Yeah. Well, especially with your temperature fluctuations.
Oh my gosh. I can't if I'm in a flare really badly, I actually generate my own heat. And start sweating.
It's menopause.
Gosh. I get menopause and the other? Not fair. But anyway.
Okay.
There it is. It
Very
makes
cool.
me happy.
No, makes me happy is my other colorway.
I was about to say that some of your yarn was in this, but it's not.
No, it's not. There's none of my yarn is in there.
I tend to use her yarn for color work, particularly Not Quite a Pug, but this is one of my few color work projects that does not have Mom's yarn in it. So there.
It looks very pretty.
And it's got some bamboo in it.
Oh, I like bamboo. I like dyeing bamboo, and I like working with
Yeah,
bamboo.
it's got
a little shine to it.
It's 80% merino superwash, 20% viscose from bamboo. It's from the Haiku Peru collection.
I think the viscose is like the fiber to the bamboo, like so it takes the place of nylon.
Oh, okay.
Somebody who's a spinner out there can tell me.
But there we go.
Or another dyer, you know. Yarn dyer. Okay. My next one is in my Valeria Fruits bag. I love this. And it's my On Cloud 9 project from the Lala Simple Shawl pattern. I made a little progress on this. I had to stop knitting and stuff the last couple of days. My hands started bothering me a little bit, but also, you know, sometimes when your nails get brittle, if you dye yarn, if you're working with yarn and stuff like that, it always seems to do the very base of my thumb. So when I cut to get rid of it, or whatever I have to do for it, I sometimes cut the skin, and so it was hurting me to hold anything. So I had to stop. It'll go away when it heals, and I'll be able to start up again. So, but I showed Daddy this the other day. He really liked it.
Even though it was a shawl?
Even though it was a shawl. He thinks everything I'm making is a shawl. Isn't that beautiful? I love this.
That is gorgeous.
I do
It's so
love
classy.
this. I think when I finish this, I have to put another one on the needles. Well, I have to get the yarn I want and dye it up first, and then I can...
Yeah, so you can actually work with some of your yarn for once.
Yeah. So...
Maybe you should get some of the bulky sparkle.
That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
Bulky sparkle and dye it up in a certain colorway.
Have you decided which?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Can you whisper to me which?
I'll tell you when we get down.
Oh, okay.
Because some people have very good ears on the podcast.
And you want it to be your own secret?
My secret. Mine. Mine. Back. Down. And if you get that reference, I'll be impressed.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Probably is. And the yarn is from Heidi. Undid Yarn. Her bear yarn. So she gifted me some and I bought some. So that takes care of that one.
Okay, so it's now me. Okay.
Me.
In my... Which one should be next? I guess it'll be this one. This still doesn't close quite. In my Crocheting Hoovian Silver Shed USA bag. And it doesn't close quite because I chose to put too much yarn in too small a bag. But I wanted the project to match who it was for, match the colors and everything. So I refused to acknowledge that I chose poorly.
You didn't choose poorly. It's just Anne needs to develop a bag that can grow and shrink
Based on what I want to put in it.
but then she'd lose money.
Yes.
Well, you just buy more of them, that's all.
So...
We love Anne. Anne is awesome.
This is the turtle beanie by a person I don't know.
Because it's not on the pattern.
It's not on the pattern.
Anonymous.
Yes. I mean, it's on her Ravelry page. And I have a Ravelry page created for this. But I can't remember who the person is. And I failed, and I forgot to put up the show notes. I didn't forget. I just didn't feel up to put them up. So.
Bad podcaster. Podcaster.
Do you want to try that again?
No.
So, first of all, the
Turtles.
yarn.
Turtles.
Okay, focus. I'm using Lady Fernico Creations yarn. This is
Bare Necessities.
thank you, Bare Necessities. Then this is Pink Panther. And this one was an oops.
Yeah, because you asked me why I didn't call it
Crochet and
Crochet and Hoovian, because I have a colorway
Right.
called that.
Purple Lilac Untamed Oops. And this is because the bunnies, we just sort of let the turtles win because they're poor losers.
That's what they keep telling themselves. Whatever makes them feel better.
So I
But
made,
we all know those bunnies are really like that horrible bunny on Pets, Secret Life of Pets.
so cute though.
He is, because a bit.
Such a cute little bunny. Okay, so
And the little girl picks him up and he just melts.
the repeats markers are turtles made by Cappy's mom. And my end of row marker is a bunny. I think, who gave me this?
Looks like Laura might have given it to you. Maybe?
Either Laura or Victorian Studio? No, you gave them to me.
Yeah, I'm wondering where I got them.
I don't remember where you got them because I didn't buy them for me.
I don't know. I don't remember. I buy a lot of stitch marks. Like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. So I'm at the point where it's kind of doing the impression of the turtle shell with the color work. Sorry, it's hard to see at this point.
It's hard to see.
You can kind of see a little bit, but I'm just not very far in the color work yet.
Will be a little different every time I dye it. It's a hand-dyed yarn. Sometimes it's a little darker, sometimes it's a little lighter. This one is a little darker. So this is Blue Moon. Okay. And I guess it's a tonal, maybe?
Yeah, I would call that a tonal.
This is a worsted weight, and I have 2 of these. Blue Moon. Just rescan it here. Or retwist it.
So a nice hat.
Nice hat, nice mitts.
A very pretty hat because the girls
Yes.
go, woo!
Ooh. Okay, and this is, yes, it was a reference. I'm sure everybody who is a Marvel fan got it.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 of these. Make a nice Russian blue cat or something. Toy.
Yes, it would.
Multiple uses for this. So that's that one. This is my Forever in Blue jeans. Okay, you've seen this one before. Talia's shawl, her Lala Simple shawl is made
Yes.
out of this. But this is fingering sock. Okay, this is 467 yards. And it's my 80-20 base, superwash merino wool, and polyamide. Forever in Blue jeans. So that's what that looks like.
Very pretty. But that color has always been gorgeous.
I love
Was
it.
that the one that I said I wanted and you said I couldn't have it? Or was that a different one?
I
Or it's
think
like-
that was the one you made the hat in, I think.
Oh, yes. It was the Blue Sparkle. No, it wasn't Blue Sparkle. It was
Was that Rhapsody in Blue?
Rhapsody in Blue. Because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I really like that. I want that. You're like, no, you can't have it. I'm like, what? I was offering to buy it. She thought I was talking about something else.
Okay, so that's this. And there are 2 of these in the fingering sock. And this is a new colorway. I thought a long time about the name of this. This is Frozen. Okay. Because why don't you name her maybe Elsa? I said no. I'll just name it Frozen.
I can see why she said that.
I do too, but I didn't want to do that. So this is Frozen. It's a very very nice color. I like it. It's just pretty.
It is very pretty.
So I have 2 of these as well.
I'm just pulling up something because I want to show it to you guys. Because Mom's Frozen made me think of it. I absolutely have to at some point
Oh, that.
knit this for Davina. They call it Adult Frozen Inspired Anna's Couplet by Bridget Pupillo. Look
Isn't
at
that great? And it's exactly the colors.
Davina says that she is Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And she absolutely loves Anna. So I absolutely must knit this for her at some point.
Yep.
And it's worsted weight.
So,
So Mom will have to dye me up the yarn
yeah, that's
when I get to that point.
That's very close to the color that you're using for the. This
So this will eventually be jumping on my needles. I just don't know when.
now, I have a question to put to you. I'm just a couple short, 2 or 3 short of making 200 sales in my shop. When I hit 200 sales, I want to do a giveaway on Instagram. Do the majority of you have Instagram accounts? Because I do not want anyone who is on Ravelry to miss out on the chance to win the prize for the 200 sales that I'm hoping to hit relatively quickly. If you don't, I will have 2 different. I'll have to figure something out. I don't know how I would do it for one prize. With
I guess you would renumber.
I guess I would take all the names, renumber it, and do a random number generator.
Yeah. I think that's what the Baker Bears do.
I'm not sure what you do. If you are Cappy or some of the others who dye yarn, who are members of our group and who have shops and who have done Instagram giveaways, Heidi, Cappy, some of the other people, how do you work that? I mean, I know what I'm going to ask pretty much if I go that Instagram route. What kind of tag should I put on for that? Do I Indie Dyers of Instagram? I don't know what to put. I have no idea. So I do want to do this. I have to dye up the yarn for the prize. But I wanted to do something to say thank you to everybody who's bought yarn. So when I hit the 200, it might not be right away, but I want to do something special. And I just want to make sure that everybody who's in our group will have the opportunity to be eligible for the prize, to be able to get to play. So I need to know if the majority of you are on Instagram. Because if it's not, then I'm going to have to do something, either pull the names together or have 2 different drawings or something. So, if you could put in the comments somewhere, that would be great.
You could probably make a poll, Mom.
Yeah, I probably could.
Because if you do a poll that says Instagram, Ravelry, or both.
Okay, now these are they're different. They look like, they look very similar, but they are different. If you were going to use them, they could tell that you're different yarns. So these are going to go up in the shop. I'm putting them up a little at a time. I put up, right now I've got Candy Hearts is up in the shop, Noir is up in the shop, and I think the Elusive Unicorn is up in the shop. So I'm putting up a little at a time.
I was just thinking, Mom, the Ravelry, it's either going to be Ravelry or both if they answer in the Ravelry group, because obviously if they answer in the Ravelry group, they're on Ravelry.
Right. Well, this is true.
It'll be the YouTube commenters who will be able to tell us.
Yes.
Really, if they...
just let us know one way or the other, and that would be helpful. Okay. What's next? Royalties?
Royalties. I have none other than I've already shown you.
No, we do have one more.
Oh, we do have one more. Or you have one more.
We have one more.
I have something else?
When Cappy sent our stuff for the podcast, for the prizes, she also sent some stuff to us. Now, Cappy's, this shawl kit that is a prize for you guys at the end of the year, this is what the kit looks like when you buy it from Cappy. She has a kit that is, I think it's 25% off with the code that we have in Cappy's dedicated thread for her shawl kits, for her Tea and Tails shawl. So check that out. These kits are very, very nice. This is kid silk. So it's mohair and kid silk, and I think this is some kind of a merino, superwash merino maybe. Single sock.
It's spun sea taffy, Mom. Come on now.
Single sock yarn, high twist, 400 yards, 100 grams, 100% superwash merino is the green.
It's
And
very pretty.
this other one is, I think it's kid silk is what she said it is. Mohair and kid silk. So the kits are well worth the regular price, but she's giving our viewers, I think it's 25% off.
Wow,
for the kit. If you have to go to our group to find the code, because we want you to be members of the podcast, you know, preferably a member of her group as well, and also you know, that you're active on the group. Then she gave us, that was just kind of a digression, but she sent me, because I don't work very much in fingering weight and because I don't do mohair, she sent me a gift. We did a trade, and then she sent me a gift. I traded her a bag for yarn, and she gave me a gift. The 2 yarns are from the trade. The 2, that's Lady Furnicle
And
Creations.
it's really not showing how beautiful that yarn is.
This yarn is gorgeous. If I had Tara in a different weight, I'm doing this. No, I guess it is a DK. I have another DK skein that I'm doing. Well, it's not that Tara, though.
Oh, okay.
I'm working a Tara, and it's in this top yarn. It's Lady Furnicle yarn. This is a colorway she developed for me. So she gave me the 2 DKs that she had left in trade for a bag, an Ann Brody bag. And then she gave me this, and it's a sparkle yarn. And this is for my shawl. So thank you for your generosity, Kathy. And then she gave Talia and I each a very nice copy of her pattern. Very, very well.
We don't want to. We'll make sure we don't show the pattern.
Yes, it's
I think the front page
on the
is
front
fine.
page is fine. So she was more than generous, and I believe when you get the kit, you get the pattern. It's a free pattern. It's on Ravelry, but I believe she said she will send it to you on a nice paper. So, you know, it's very, very generous.
It is very nice paper. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it's very nice paper, and it's beautifully typed up. And she's got this. This is about her inspiration on the front, and in the back is how you do the pattern. And it's not a hard pattern. The only skill I need to learn is how to pick up stitches, and then I have never knit with 2 strands together, but I'm more willing to try now that this yarn's not fuzzy. So that was very nice of Kathy to do for us.
Good.
And then she sent us a really sweet letter. I'm not going to show you the, I'm not going to read you the letter, but I want to show you the card because it's cute. It's fibery buns except for the chicken. Well, I guess one's a goat, so the only thing that's not fibery is a chicken.
There's no bunny bum. It's missing a bunny butt.
So Cappy is amazing, and we love her dearly, and we may have something in the works with her later on as well, so keep your ears open for that. She's absolutely awesome.
Yes, she is.
And I have to find a bag or something to put Cappy's stuff for the podcast. I have a Ziploc somewhere, so that's that.
Well, you know, there probably should be, and I guess we should talk to Cappy about some sort of, maybe when the I'll Be There For You is done, maybe doing an along for her shawl.
Yeah, we could. I mean, but we're already doing that with the Tea and Tails. That's what it is for.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what Tea and Tails is. She developed it for this long.
Oh, okay.
I would, you know, that she does any other patterns, I'm more than happy to do that with her. I think we should do as many things together as we can to you know, foster community and support each other and all that. And Cappy's very supportive of us. She's a very community-oriented person. She's always been good to us. Always. She's just amazing. Okay, I already showed you my yarn. Did my prompt mistering way back. I forgot to change that. I finished my book about Leonie Martin, and I'm not going to even
attempt
the other name, even though I have the pronunciation. If you want to see the pronunciation, go to the last podcast. It's the 3rd or 4th post by Mia Cara, Sylvie. She gives you a wonderful breakdown of how to say it.
Sylvie on the case.
Yes, Sylvie on the case. She's our French teacher. We have connections. You know? So that's good. And Sylvie, don't worry. We know you've got a life, so don't worry about being a little behind on the podcast. It's okay. Tastes like Christmas.
You see, I'm not getting as much of the taste as I could. So
Okay, now I'm still reading Into the Gleam. It's a good book. It's not as gripping, because I'm having trouble with the point of view. It's kind of an omniscient point of view, so I can't really connect with the characters. But it is a good story. I'm doing a new book for Lent. It's called The Power of Silence by Cardinal Sarah, and I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good read for that, I think. Are you reading anything?
No, this really hasn't been a ready week for me.
I said, are you going to read anything?
Oh, am I going to read anything? Well, I still have Sister Queens that is sitting on my dresser, about Juana La Loca and Catherine of Aragon.
Right.
And the book on sleep that's on my Audible, but I just haven't read either of them this week.
Okay, now I was going to do some knitting ephemera, but after our third break, we're running pretty long, so I'm gonna just go ahead and leave that for next week. We do want to thank the people who commented on Ravelry. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to answer you, but I did see them, and Sylvie knows that we answered her. I don't know if there was anybody else. I forget. I think it was just Sylvie. Because
I didn't check after.
So, but we did answer the people on YouTube. We want to thank Angela, the Wager Zoo, Rena, Vanilla Sock Pig, Alice Crafts, Pat, and Catherine. I miss Wombat of Doom. Doom.
It's because I didn't do the show notes.
Yes, you didn't. And we give her a hug because she knows we just love her to pieces. But we are thankful to everybody who comments, even if we don't always get to them. I think we're at the end. So we are planning on podcasting this Saturday, right?
This coming Saturday? Yeah.
We should be back.
Should be back from my doctor's
So
appointment.
we will podcast this Saturday, and God willing, so we hope to see you then. In the meantime, we wish you a very wonderful week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that makes you happy. And we wish you a week full of every blessing and good thing. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 346, and that's a wrap.
Bye.